If the pyramids were built by aliens, then these stones, these absolutely ridiculous mountain-sized blocks, must have been built by gods. For ages, we've looked at the pyramids and thought, no way ancient humans did that by hand. Perfect symmetry, precise corners, giant blocks. It's the ultimate ancient flex. But what if I told you there are stones even heavier than those in Egypt and they're sitting quietly in a little town north of Israel? We're talking about stones so massive they make forklift operators break into a cold sweat just looking at the pictures. Stones that weigh about 800 tons each. The Great Pyramid's big granite stones are only 80 tons. At the end, I'll tell you about one that weighs 16,000 tons, but it was left unfinished. High in the mountains, in a place where Roman columns reach for the clouds, lie three of the biggest building blocks ever moved by human hands. There are even bigger ones, but here we're talking about ones that were lifted high and incorporated into structures. Welcome to the Trillathon of Baalbek. These three stones form part of the giant platform beneath what was once the Temple of Zeus, the king of the gods himself. So, did Zeus or Jupiter, depending on your pantheon of choice, personally drop these off on his lunch break? Probably not, but it sounds like something he'd do. Each stone weighs about 800 tons. That's heavier than the Statue of Liberty without her pedestal. And they aren't scattered around randomly, they're perfectly aligned. And just when you think that's impossible enough, head a few hundred meters away and you'll find an even bigger one, the so-called Stone of the Pregnant Woman, lounging in the quarry like it's saying, yeah, I was supposed to be moved, but they didn't have enough Red Bull. Now, before the conspiracy crowd jumps in, yes, there is a quarry. We know where the stones came from, and no, they're not older than the pyramids. The Romans built the complex around the 1st century BCE, but that doesn't make it any less insane that they managed to move and place these giants with ancient tech. How did they do it? No one really knows, so the gods' hypothesis is not yet at 0%. Now, the unfinished monsters. The unfinished obelisk. This massive obelisk would have stood about 42 meters tall and weighed over 2,700 tons, more than twice the size of any other known obelisk. Work stopped when cracks appeared in the rock, leaving it still attached to the bedrock. Its state offers key insight into how ancient Egyptians quarried granite. Much of the red granite used in temples and statues came from Aswan, about 500 miles south of Cairo, and now the real Godzilla. Unfinished stela at Yangshan Quarry. The true heavyweight champion of ancient stonework is here, a colossal stela base weighing nearly 16,800 tons, heavier than all the others combined. Carved during China's Ming dynasty in the 1300s, it was left unfinished in the Yangshan Quarry.